Yeah, what's up, everybody? You're listening to Under the Stars here on 89.5 FM WSOU, and we're here with My Chemical Romance, and you just heard the opening track here. Honey, this mirror isn't big enough for the two of us. Coming off of I Brought You My Bullets, You Brought Me Your Love on Eyeball Records. So why don't you guys introduce yourselves and open up those cans of Coke?
Hey, what's up? I'm Gerard. Hi, I'm Mikey.
Hey, I'm Ray.
What's up? I'm Otter.
I'm Frank. Wait. He's actually Poupon.
Poupon.
Are you Gray Poupon or just Poupon?
No,
it's Don Juan Poupon.
Oh, Don Juan Poupon, I see. So, all right. So, we're here chilling with My Chemical Romance. So, if anyone has any questions or anything to say to them, you can give us a call here at 973-761-WSOU. You know, they want to hear some feedback. They've been gone for a while. So, let's start talking about that. Since the first record dropped, which is the song that we just played off here, what has changed in your lives? I know that you've went from local band to a national band. So let's hear about that.
That was, it was really hard at first because we weren't really used to it. We played like a lot of halls and stuff. Well, not even that many. Like it was a really fast learning experience because we had to go from playing halls to playing like fairly sized venues to enormous venues, you know,
right.
in a really short amount of time.
I remember one of your first shows was that first bigger show was that Allentown Jimmy Eat World show.
Jimmy Eat World. I mean,
how was that? How was that different from playing to like, you know, you went from playing to like 50 kids in a VFW to playing to like...
The best part is we played it just like we played a hall.
Right.
Yeah. Check this out. So we go to that show. We get there super early. There's all these huge tour buses there. We roll up in this crappy van. Like, it was a rent-a-van. Yeah, it was a rent-a-van.
We parked next to Jimmy Eat World and Juliana Theater. Their
buses. And we showed up, and they were like, all right, so, like, they're like, but, like,
okay, dude.
We hung out for, like, 3 hours or something. And then finally we finally get to do our sound check, right? And the dude comes up, and he's like, yo, do you have an input list? And I'm like, yeah, sure, let me get right back. So I walk over, and I'm like, I don't know what an input list is. I'm talking about, you don't know either. So we walk back, and I'm like, all right, dude, what's an input list? Like, it's how many, like a bass, all your instruments, how many mics you got, everything. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'll come up with it. And then we were doing a sound check, and it was the first time I had ever heard myself. And it was coming out of these little things right by the stage, and I was like, what are these? And they were monitors. And I never knew what, and they were calling them wedges and stuff, and I was like, what are these things, you know? So that was the first, that was a great show because we could all hear ourselves really good, you know? And then, so from there, I mean, we've never played a show that big since, but.
What I always remember about that show, it was just like.
Listen to the mic, bro.
It was just like that Motley Crue video. What was it? Mom, I'm coming home. No, Home Sweet Home or something. Because, like, you know how it starts out with ADMT? It's like the same thing. It was so weird. Because, like, we're just, like, Jim Peep file in and, like, it was just, like, the weirdest thing.
But by the time we were playing, there were, like, yo, I think it was, like, 7,000 people here.
That was a terrible analogy.
A really good analogy, because it was a lot like that. There was, like, lots of crew people running around, constructing a stage, and then they all loaded our stuff on, and we were like, no, we'll do it. And they're like, no, we're paid to do this. We're like, no, dude, like, we do it every show. Like, we could load our stuff. And they're like, no, we get, like, paid by the hour. We're union. And we're like, what is this? We're union. Like, there's these guys that load your stuff on. So that was the first eye-opening experience. But then, you know, obviously we got a lot of hard lessons on the road. But it was always fun, sometimes very hard. But, like, it was a lesson. And very quickly we had to learn it, you know?
Since then, what have been your favorite kind of shows? I mean, you've played in front of 7,000 people, and you played in front of 150 people.
Grog Shop, Cleveland. How many kids were there?
Amazing.
That was like
7 million.
Yeah, no, like that place maybe squeezes in 100, and like stuff like knitting where it's like 300, where it's like we're up close, really personal. There's air conditioning. You know what I mean? Like. Those are our favorite shows. Like, we've played the huge ones, we've played the medium-sized ones, and the small ones are still the best ones.
What show have you been the most comfortable at? Like, been treated the most, like, you know, high status at?
None. Yeah. Amsterdam.
Huh?
Yeah, in Europe we got a deli tray, but other than that, it's been like, are you guys here to clean the toilets? Like, stuff like that. Like, they don't even know we're the band that's playing that day. And, But we've been treated okay on the road. Everybody's got stories about it, but high profile. Like our Irving was kind of high profile. I thought, not for us, but it was a high profile.
No, I mean, I'm talking about you guys personally.
Yeah, he took so many waters and get yelled at.
I'm talking about you guys personally. Where have you been treated the best? Like, you know,
crowd or by the people?
Crowd or people?
Either, whatever you remember, like sticking out in your mind, like all these guys treated us.
Yeah, Madrid. We were treated the best because you know what? We started playing Honey
Because they thought we were a soccer team.
and they thought we were a soccer team, and we started playing Honey, and they just started clapping hands like, hey, 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 hey. And I'm like, these guys think we're at a soccer game. And dude,
They were saying, what was it like?
Go home, Yankee.
rock and roll or something. It was like the best. And they're just clapping like we were seriously about to score a goal. And like, and they're just, hey, 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 wait, Honey. And they like were singing these words in English. Like they didn't even speak English. It was like the coolest thing ever, you know. But
they already knew your music before you got there.
yeah, because they got it off the intranet. And they just all
intranet, huh?
stole it. And these like whole group of kids came up from Portugal.
Nice.
And they were like, we love
It was like
Rebel.
3 hours or something.
We love metal. We love heavy metal. And like, you're gonna play heavy metal. And we're like, yeah, we're gonna play heavy metal. And like, it was just like the best thing in the world.
There was even 3 girls when we pulled up in Barcelona wearing homemade MCR shirts.
Nice.
Homemade.
Were they
shirts.
good?
They were sweet. Yeah. That was a sweet shirt.
All around the town that said, go home, Yankee trash.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, they were having because of the war, they were having a protest in Madrid, and we were like, dude, we're not gonna make it, you know, like, they're gonna burn us, and the kids, like, they didn't even care, they loved it.
Go home, Yankee trash.
Yeah, they at the embassy, yeah.
Out of your Yankee blue jeans.
Yeah, there's Yankee blue jeans, like, it was awesome.
How did they
voice.
receive you guys, knowing that?
I loved it.
Yeah?
They loved American
Everyone
rock and
thinks I'm
roll.
a female, probably.
American rock.
I am actually a male.
They loved it.
They love clapping.
I have
They
the
They
worst
love
voice
clapping.
ever.
And then-
Excellent.
I'm gonna talk
We were
lower.
treated pretty good in Europe.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's not important. Whatever.
It's just
Hi, Mikey. How are you doing, Mikey?
I'm wonderful. Have another Coke, please.
All right, so we're out here. We're hanging out with My Chemical Romance. We're gonna play a couple songs from their first CD, and then talk about their future a little bit, because I know that everybody here out in New Jersey who supported My Chemical Romance since day one
Yes.
is wondering what's gonna happen next. What's next? They've been on tour since November. They just came back. They're spilling Coke all over my table over here. Someone's got to get like napkins. You know, it's a mess out here. So we're gonna talk to them, but first we're gonna hit drowning lessons. And
You can't curse. That's what I'm saying.
Wait, can we play something else than driving lessons? Let's play.
Wait, let's play.
what do you want to play, man?
What do you want to play? What do you want to hear?
Oh, man.
Wait, play. I want to hear Monroeville. No,
You wanna hear
Monroeville.
Monroeville?
Eddie, it's Eddie's birthday. Our 80-year-old.
No,
Sing it.
I can tell.
Eddie's the most amazing. He wants to hear Monroeville.
Let's hear Monroeville.
Play Monroeville
Happy
for that.
birthday, Eddie. Here's Monroeville.
For that young buck.
Yeah.
Track it.
All right, so we're gonna hear Monroeville.
It's a slow one.
You gotta
Grab
have
your
some,
girl and then shoot her in the head.
Dedications. Whatever. Give us a call. 973-761-WSOU. We're here with My Chemical Romance. Yeah, we're back here on 89.5 FM WSOU. And you're listening to Under the Stars here with My Chemical Romance. So you just heard Monroeville here from My Chemical Romance. Gerard.
Yo.
I remember a long time ago when you were recording this record that you had a problem while you were singing the song.
Yeah, I had a hole in my tooth and an abscess in the hole, and it was pushing against all the nerves in my face, and it looked like I had Parkinson's, and it was drag, and
Her face was droopy and
it was drooping, and I looked like I went to hospitals the whole time we were recording, and they thought I had facial nerve paralysis, nerve damage, so I had to do that song like basically with. Yeah, like the most intense pain at half a face. Half a face.
So, all right, everyone listening out there, now you know he did this song with half a face.
Half a face.
How do you feel about the song after you played it? I know you must have been like this, you know, like this can't be the best I could do because you're all messed up and stuff.
It felt like that.
Well, I know that's what you
when
must
I
have
was
thought,
doing
but
it.
now,
But
when you hear
everybody
it-
was so psyched on it when I did it. Like
people were crying.
we were crying, man.
It was amazing.
Yeah,
It
we
was
were definitely a bunch of wusses.
Definitely the most amazing.
All right, correction, not bunch of wusses. Ray and Otter cried. That's what happened.
I will definitely say
The Red Sea might have been parted. Remember, brother did that part.
I cried. I think Alex might have shed a singular tear.
A singular. Too?
There was definitely some crying going on.
I got a hug after
It was
that
bad,
one.
dude.
I got a hug. I got lots of hugs after that.
All right. So how'd you feel about the hugs afterwards?
The hugs were sweet. The record was sweeter. It was a good time. It was the salad days. You know what I mean? Like. Roy Rogers Fixin' Bar.
What is Mikey talking about?
I have no idea. It was not. They were sweet days, sweet times for My Chemical Romance.
So how are you guys happy? Are you guys happy with the record the way it came out now? Now, like in retrospect, after touring the record and after playing the record out in front of like 50 to 7,000 people, how do you feel like the consumer reaction?
You know what? It's all worth it when you play a show like you play at Bloomfield Ave or at Knitting, where they're like, I don't even have to sing that much, and it's like awesome. You know what I mean? Like they're just singing every word. It's so worth it. It's like, oh well, we may have gotten like pneumonia for like 9 months and had no clean clothes or anything like that, and but it was all worth it. It was totally.
Right, well, I mean, that was your first show back since November.
Yeah.
Right. How did you feel coming home to such a welcome back? And playing in like 100-something degree weather.
I'll tell you, Bloomfield, it was a health hazard, but it was awesome, and it was just like, it felt so good because it felt like, especially like Knitting Knitting solidified it for me because it was just kind of like, it made me feel prepared for what's coming, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it was just like, wow, okay, like we have our home support, and I feel really strong from playing in front of these people, and these people are making me feel really strong, like all the fans and all the street teamers and all the supporters in the industry or whatever that came out. It made me feel really strong about what's going to happen, and that's, so to me, that's awesome.
Unfortunately, I couldn't make it to the Knitting Factory show because it was on a Thursday. I don't know where I am on a Thursday. So let's hear about what made you feel like this way since it was such a powerful reaction.
It was seriously like, it wasn't like cheering and crap like that. It was just seriously like, I genuinely felt support, and like every time we said something to them, they responded and they understood, and like, because we have a lot of stuff to say, not just what's on the record, like stuff about music and the industry and recording and being a band and risking your life and like being in the van for like 9 months and never seeing your family and never seeing your loved ones and having relationships fall apart because of it. And it just all made it worthwhile. It made us say, wow, like these are our kids, these are our people. Not just kids, they're people, they're our people, and like they're there for us, and we're able to give something back to them, and we're able to play like as amazingly as we can because they're putting out the energy and we're giving it right back to them. And seriously, it made me ready to do whatever we need to do for the next 10 months.
Right, going on a month. A lot of people who have been following you and following, like, have been supporters when they were, like, first show and there's only, like, 20 kids out there going, oh, who's this band? They're pretty good.
Yeah.
And now they're like, oh, what's next? What's the next step in My Chemical Romance?
Well, I mean, I remember back when we did our interview here, you were the first person to break us on the radio. And I think that's amazing to have, like, somebody that actually, like, as a friend of yours you care about, and like has a good show, has something to say to people, bringing them new music, is the person that breaks you on the radio. But what is about to happen to us is like, we just want the record to get out there as much as possible, and that's still going to happen. And people are going to be able to find that record. Right now, we're in the studio every day, 7 days a week, writing new music. We get in there at 1:30. We plug in and we write.
2 o'clock, you guys are
2 o'clock. We're late sometimes.
Let's not talk about who's late here an hour and a half.
We get in there and we haven't left the studio since we've gotten back from tour and not have something new. You know what I mean?
Right.
And, like,
I know there's a lot of people anxious out there. They want to know, how's it going?
It's going so good. And like,
so you have a lot of positive things to say.
A lot of positive things. We've got stuff on there that people are going to be able to identify with from our last record, as far as like the fact that we're still a punk rock band. We're still like a punk rock band that likes metal and likes dark things and stuff like that. But there's so much growth and there's so much progress happening that there's songs that like, the only way you're going to recognize us is by you're going to hear us play them. But that's the only way. Like, there's such a difference.
Do you think there's a progression in the music and
Definitely.
music writing? And
I think if we didn't have a progression, then we wouldn't survive. You know what I mean?
Right, but you don't think that you're straying so far away
No.
from the original My Chemical
Not at all. I think
formula.
No, not at all.
It's always gonna be My Chemical Romance. Like
You could hear it in there.
It's just us playing, like, more. I don't know.